Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a bit of a longer video for you. I'm going to try to get this done as quickly as possible, but I thought this would be helpful for the upcoming year if you are debating what planner size or notebook size to use. So today I'm going to go over 12 different sizes. I'm going to start with the smallest one that I have, which is a passport insert. And then we're going to go all the way up. The largest one that I have, depending on how you look at it, is either going to be an A5 or a standard wide traveler's notebook insert. So these are going to be mostly, I guess, notebook insert planner sizes, really all three of those categories. I have written out little index cards that I'm going to try to keep up on the screen because there are so many. So if you need to refer back to this video, you can just look for the little index card on here and hopefully you'll be able to find it easier. So if it just has the word, it's a traveler's notebook insert. So it's going to look something like this. So it's either going to be together with two staples or it's going to be sewn together, and this is designed for a traveler's notebook. If it says the word bound after it, it's going to be a bound notebook or planner like this. So that will kind of give you a clue as to what type and what sizes we are looking at. So we're going to go from smallest to largest. If you guys have any questions, leave them for me in the comments. I hope that you find this helpful. Okay, so the first size that we're going to look at is a passport insert. And I think that this is probably the one that can be the most deceiving to me anyways. Because when most people think passport, you think of your actual passport of where you're from, and sometimes it can be a little bit different. So here is our passport insert, and so the one that we are going to compare this to is going to be a pocket size, and this is going to be a bound notebook. So here's our passport, here is our pocket size, and so I'm going to put them beside each other so you can see the height differences, and then I'm going to stack them to kind of help you look at the size difference. I'm not going to be looking at the width of the actual notebook or planner because I feel like for a sizing video, it's just important for you to see the size differences. Okay, so here we have a passport and then we have our pocket. Okay, so the next one we are going to look at from the pocket is going to be an A6, and this is an A6 insert. So here is our insert, and we're going to put it right beside it. And the A6, as you can tell, is just slightly taller than our pocket size. If we lay the pocket on top of our A6, you can see that it is longer widthwise as well. So here is our pocket and our A6. Okay. After the A6, we are going to look at an A6 bound. And this is going to be something like a Stalogy or a Hobonichi. And we're going to put these right beside each other. So as you can probably tell, the A6 and the A6 bound, there's really not a lot of difference. Once you stack it, it is nearly identical all the way around with height and width. Okay, now we have our A6 bound, and we are going to move up to a larger size, and we're going to look at the B6 Slim. So here's our B6 Slim, and you might hear my squeaky chair, but I just want to make sure that everything is in frame for you guys. So side by side, obviously a B6 is going to be taller, but with a B6 Slim, as the name suggests, it is going to be slimmer than a traditional B6, and if you hold it up like this, you can really tell that a B6 Slim, while it has the same size from top to bottom as a B6. Width-wise, it is the same as an A6. Okay. The next one that we're going to look at is a B6 Slim compared to a B6. And let's slide this over since our notebooks are getting a little bit bigger. Okay, so we have our B6 Slim and our traditional B6 size. And then when we stack them on top, you can tell that they are the same from top to bottom, and then the B6 is going to be longer width-wise. That will give you some more writing space. All right. Moving on from a B6, we're going to look at a B6 bound type planner. So this would be, what I have right here is an Archer and Olive. It could also be a Stology. Here they are side by side. And then we're just going to stack them right on top. And a B6 insert is nearly identical as a B6 bound book. And any of these actual bound notebooks you could always put inside a traveler's notebook. That's what I have done in the past. Okay, let me move these extra ones out of the way. My stack, whoops, is getting larger. Okay, so here we have our B6 bound book. And we are now going to move up to an A5. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and do the A5 bound. I think that will give you a better idea. All right. Here is our B6. And we're going to slide in an A5 right beside it. There we go. Okay. So an A5 is larger than the B6. And if we stack them on top, you should be able to tell that there is going to be more writing room top to bottom as well as from left to right. Okay, so after our A5 bound notebook, we are going to look at an A5 insert. Okay. And this one, just like with the A6 bound versus an A6 insert, it's going to be nearly identical. Now this is a Leuchtturm that's on the bottom. This is their official like bullet journal A5 size. So you do have a slight difference width-wise. But other than that, it is just about the exact same size. Okay. Now we're going to look at an A5. And for this one, I feel like the closest thing to compare it to would be a standard wide insert. So here's our A5. Then we have our standard wide. So this is a standard traveler's notebook insert, and it is in the wide size, if that's not self-explanatory. I kind of, you know, if you guys are new to notebooks and insert sizes, I want to just make sure that I'm as clear as possible on the sizing. So here's an A5, and we're going to put our standard wide on top of it. Okay, so top to bottom, they're the same height. Left to right, your A5 is going to give you about 1/2 inch more of writing space. Okay, now we're going to look at a standard wide compared to a standard size traveler's notebook insert. And we're going to put them right beside each other. All right, now we're going to stack them. So from top to bottom, they're going to be the same height. And the wide width is going to give you about 1/2 inch more of writing space, which really is not a lot of extra writing space. Where you'll be able to tell a difference if you have a 1/2 inch larger width notebook is really whatever cover that you choose. That's what I found. Okay, so here is our standard traveler's notebook insert. And the last one we're going to look at is a standard with the Hobonichi Weeks, because they are pretty similar. So here's our standard, and here is our weeks. And if you put them on top, your standard is going to be taller from top to bottom. And then once again, you're going to get about 1/2 inch more writing space on the side. I have seen people use a Hobonichi Weeks inside a standard traveler's notebook. So as you can tell from here, you could definitely make it work if you chose to, or you could just pick up a cover that is specifically for a Weeks style planner. So that is all 12 of the sizes that I wanted to go over today. Really quickly, I wanted to kind of just stack some sizes that I feel like you guys would, excuse me, be the most interested in. So I'm going to stack an A5 with a B6. You can see the sizes on that. So here's an A5 compared to a B6. A5 is going to be larger, then you're going to go down to a B6. And then if we go down one more, that's going to put us in an A6. And these are all bound notebooks right here. So we have our A5, we have our B6, and then we have an A6. And I feel like these are probably the most popular notebook sizes. So if you want to downsize, hopefully this top view will give you a good idea of space that you're going to lose. If you want to upsize, hopefully it will do the exact same thing. I have used every size I have shown you here today. I've used all of them, and honestly, they all work. It just depends on what you're using your planner for, what season of life you're in, and also how much you really want to decorate. So I think that's something else to take into consideration. So I think that's everything that I'm going to go over today. Let me look one more time. I have my list just to make sure. I do want to stack some inserts really quick that I think would be helpful. And for that one, let's do our A5, and we're going to do a standard wide insert, and then we're going to do a standard, because I think these are also 3 popular sizes. So let's see, let me get my cards out for you. All right, so we have Our standard is going to be at the bottom. Then we have our standard wide. And then we have our A6. And this one I might need to hold up because the patterns, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Try to tilt it a little bit so you can see the difference in the widths. Okay. All right, so I think that's everything for today's video. I'm going to try to go ahead and lay these cards out just to go over, just to give you guys like a visual of all the sizes that, whoops, I keep bumping the camera, we went over today. That way, if you have any questions, like I said, leave them in the comments. Something else that I did want to add that I feel like is really important is that sometimes there will be slight variations with sizes depending on the brand. So if you're interested in a specific brand, I would definitely recommend that you go to the website, the company's website, and they will typically have all of that information. Let's see, I got one more. Where can we stick it? Typically they'll have all of that information that you're looking for when it comes to the exact dimensions, so inches or centimeters, whatever you're looking for. And that also goes for planner covers as well, because there's a lot of variations just between companies. So I hope that you guys found this video helpful. If you enjoy planner related videos, please subscribe. Thank you guys so much for spending time with me today, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.